Have you ever wondered what happens if the market takes a nosedive right as you're about to retire? And think about how 2022 turned out. It was a brutal year for both stocks and bonds, and that kind of timing can absolutely change your retirement plans. It is a risk that keeps a lot of folks up at night, and it is exactly why we need to have a strategy in place. And because once you step into retirement or even just get close, your mindset around risk starts to shift. So, what is the delicate balance between taking risks to keep your money growing and the need to protect that nest egg you have worked so hard to build? And something weird happens the minute you hit financial independence. You start asking new questions about money, like should I change my TSP investments now that I don't have to work? Should you put more into the G fund, or should you keep your money in CSI funds or the target date fund? Because retiring early is one thing, but keeping your retirement safe is something else entirely. And things change when you get older, and people become risk tolerant during a bull market. And we look at our growing TSP balances and think we're financial geniuses, right? Just take a look at the C fund's performance. At the time I'm recording this video, C fund has made almost a 60% return since January 2023. And then the music stopped in April 2025 when President Trump announced Liberation Day to raise tariffs around the world. The market starts to crash, and all of a sudden, you become risk averse. You get nervous, so you check your TSP balance every single day. And every market drop feels personal. It's like a switch flip in our brains, right? And I retired from the Air Force after 20 years, and I can tell you that the TSP account I have goes up and down sometimes like a roller coaster ride. And that switch is never more important than when you are about to retire. And think about this for a second. What if the market crashes right as you're hanging up your hat for good? You've heard me say it before, but nobody can really predict the future. We cannot know when the next downturn is coming, but we can learn from what has happened before. Just think about how 2022 turned out. Now, a lot of folks get nervous about the stock market, but 2022 was one of those years where everything was just, well, bad. Bonds, which are supposed to be the haven, had a truly challenging year. High inflation took a real bite out of things, and the F fund, the bond fund, actually ended the year down almost 13%. Not exactly what you expect from your safe investment, right? And the stock funds were even worse. The C fund lost 18%, the S fund lost a whopping 26%, and the I fund was not far behind with a 14% loss. Now, a lot of people like to think the life cycle funds are a set it and forget it solution. But that year showed us that wasn't exactly true either. The L2055 and L2060 funds, which are more aggressive, experienced the worst losses at 17.6%. Between the L2030 and L2050 funds, which are a little closer to their retirement date, did not fare much better, losing an average of about 13%. In fact, the G fund was the only one that had a positive return, coming in at a modest return of 3%. Could we see this again in the future? Absolutely. It's not a matter of if it's going to happen, but when. And I just hope, for my own sake and for all of you, that it does not happen the year I'm about to retire. Now, let's run a little example to show you how serious this is. And let's say you need $80,000 a year to retire comfortably, and you have $1 million sitting in your TSP, and you've got a nice pension of $40,000 a year. In a good year, a bull market year, you might only need to withdraw $40,000 from your TSP to supplement your pension using the 4% withdrawal rate, giving you a total comfortable $80,000 in income for the year. But what happens if you had all of your money in the CS and I funds and they have a total loss of, say, 20% in a single year? All of a sudden, the $1 million TSP balance drops to $800,000. Now, if you take that $40,000 out to live on, you're doing something called locking in a loss, and you're selling your investments when they are at their lowest. And now you need to get even higher gains just to get back to the original $1 million portfolio because you're not contributing anymore to the TSP, right? This is a monster risk, and it's also known as the sequence of returns risk. You see, it's not just about the average return you get over time, it is the order in which those returns happen. If you get a few really bad years right at the start of your retirement, your portfolio could suffer for a much longer period of time, and you could seriously jeopardize your chances of having your TSP last your entire retirement. And it can make your money run out sooner than you think. Now, does this mean you should just put all of your money into G Fund and forget about it? And I mean, it was the only one with a positive return in 2022, right? Well, not so fast. Because if you do that, you face another kind of risk, the risk of your portfolio not growing, or even worse, not keeping up with inflation. Inflation is like a silent killer of your purchasing power. And the G fund is great for stability, but it is not going to give you the kind of returns you need to stay ahead of rising costs over a 20 or 30-year retirement. It's a real trade-off, right? Just think about how the C fund recovered from the loss of 18% in 2022. The C fund performed a 26% return in 2023 and another 25% return in 2024. So imagine if you kept all of your money in the G fund in 2023 and 2024, you would have had a net loss of 42.59% in just those 2 years. So what's the solution? Well, you can always schedule a 60-minute consultation with me by visiting firesightshit.com/consultation. Or there's a strategy that a lot of smart financial planners use, and it is something you can adapt for your own TSP. It's called a TSP Bucket Withdrawal Strategy. But before we go any further, let me just throw out my standard disclaimer. I am just giving you some ideas to think about, but this is not financial advice. So make sure you do your own research before you make a move. Now, the first thing you need to do is figure out your expenses. This is crucial. Can your pension alone pay for all of your expenses during a market downturn? Can it at least get you to the bare minimum expenses you need to survive? And let's say you need $60,000 a year to live comfortably in your retirement. With that $40,000 a year pension, you will still need about $20,000 a year from your TSP. If you need your TSP to help cover part of your expenses, then it makes sense to separate your money based on when you'll actually need it and how much risk you're willing to take. The portion you need now, let's say $20,000 a year, not accounting for inflation, should be parked somewhere safe like the G fund. So you can decide how many years of $20,000 you want to set aside in the G fund. If you set aside $40,000, that's 2 years of expenses, not adjusted by inflation. If you set aside $60,000, that's 3 years. Again, that's not adjusted for inflation. And while the rest continues to work for you in the C, S, and I funds. So if you've got a $1 million TSP, setting aside $100,000 in G fund, that's 10%, but that'll also give you 5 years of breathing room if you just need $20,000 a year from the TSP. That's 5 years of expenses covered with your pension, no matter what the market does. And during that time, the rest of your TSP, maybe $900,000 in more aggressive C, S, or I funds, can just keep doing its thing. It has time to recover if the market dips because you're not forced to pull money out while it's down. But this strategy really comes down to your situation. If your pension already takes care of most of your needs, then you've got more freedom to leave your TSP alone and let it grow. Then you can always replenish your G fund as you make the withdrawal every quarter or every year by moving your C, S, or I funds over to your G fund. Now, here's a major downside of the TSP. And for the life of me, I don't understand, or I don't know why they will not update this. But when you make a withdrawal from your TSP, let's say you're invested 90% in the C fund and 10% in the G fund, the TSP will automatically take 90% of your withdrawal from the C fund and 10% of your withdrawal from the G fund. It's really dumb, and it completely defeats the purpose of the bucket strategy. So if you take $20,000 from your TSP with that 90% C fund and 10% G fund allocation, they're going to take $18,000 from your C fund and the remaining $2,000 from your G fund. So here's the workaround. It is a bit of a manual process, but it's the only way to get this done. Every time you make a withdrawal, and I'm going to assume that you want to take money out of the G fund and not the C fund, you will have to manually rebalance your TSP. So let me walk you through an example to make this crystal clear. And let's say you have $1 million in your TSP with 90% in the C fund and 10% in the G fund. That's $900,000 in the C fund and $100,000 in the G fund. And let's say you want to take $40,000 out for expenses. You only want that money to come from the G fund, your safe bucket. But the TSP system automatically takes $36,000 from your C fund and $4,000 from your G fund because of the 90-10 allocation. So after you take the withdrawal, you will have to manually rebalance your TSP by putting that $36,000 back into the C fund from G fund. And this will keep your bucket strategy intact, but it is an extra step that you have to remember. Now, the other solution is to just move your TSP to your IRA. And you can do a rollover from your TSP to a traditional IRA, and that will give you a lot more flexibility. The biggest pro is that you can choose what funds to withdraw from, and you can have a whole separate IRA for your safe money and a separate one for your aggressive money. And you can pull from whichever one you want, and this lets you avoid that really dumb TSP withdrawal rule. But Here's the downside, and it is a big one. If you retire early between 55 and 59 and a half, you will lose the rule of 55 with the TSP because the rule only applies to the TSP. If you separate from federal service in the year you turn 55 or later, you can start making withdrawals from your traditional TSP without any penalty. But if you roll that money over to an IRA, you will have to be at least 59 and a half to make withdrawals without that 10% penalty. And that's a huge trade off. And it is something you really need to think about before you make a decision. For some of you, that 4.5 year window of penalty free withdrawals is absolutely critical. Now, here's the other side. We have been talking a lot about risk, but what if you're lucky enough that your pension alone can cover your expenses? Or maybe you have several other income sources, like rental properties or a part time job to cover your expenses. If the answer is yes, you could just give the TSP more years to grow on its own. You could leave the TSP alone in higher risk investments like the CS or I funds and let that money continue to work for you. Remember the rule of 72. It is a simple rule of thumb for compound interest. You take the number 72 and divide it by your average annual return, and that's how long it will take for your money to double. If your TSP performs at an average annual return of, say, 9%. That $1 million will double to $2 million in 8 years without putting any additional contributions, because 72 divided by 9 is 8. So if you are 55 right now, your TSP could grow from $1 million to $2 million by the time you turn 63. Or if you're lucky enough to have $2 million right now, you could double to $4 million in the same time frame. And that's the power of leaving it alone and letting it grow. And of course, that 9% average annual return is not guaranteed, but it is a good number to think about when you consider the historical returns of the market. And the C fund has averaged an 11.23% return since its inception, and the S fund is at 9.31%. So what's your move going to be? Are you planning to shift gears and protect what you've built, or are you letting your TSP ride and hoping the market plays nice? Whether you lean conservative, aggressive, or somewhere in between, the key is having a plan that matches your reality, because once you hit fire, it is no longer just about growing your money. It is about making it last. And this has been another piece of a video, and we got a lot out of it.